Hi guys, welcome to Guyver Gaming TV, and before this video starts I must warn you that it has extreme violence in it and strong language. This game has had a lot of press for this, and I'm going to review it and tell you what I think about the game and why I think the press is pretty overhyped and stuff like that. So, thanks for watching, and let's get into it.
What is important is what I'm going to do. I just fucking hate this world and these human worms feasting on its carcass. My whole life is just cold, bitter hatred. And I always wanted to die violently. This is the time of vengeance, and no life is worth saving. And I will put in the grave as many as I can. It's time for me to kill. And it's time for me to die.
So, there you have it. He's basically a dude in a bad mood. This is Hatred, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen it a lot in the press lately about how ultra violent it is, and as you can see from the executions there, yeah, he's pretty violent. That's the only way you can get health back in this game, is by doing the executions. You can turn the videos off because after a while they do get a bit repetitive and a bit boring. Well, not boring, but you know, it's same thing every time. You know, there's only like 4 or 5 different executions depending on the weaponry, so you can get a bit moreish. But the basic story of the game is just walking around killing people. There's not really much of a story. Well, there's no story to it really. All it is you're a dude, bad mood, going around killing people. The game will give you objectives to do, like wipe out the police station, or find a party and wipe them out, and things like that. But bar that, there's not really a lot to do in the game. It is fairly... It does get boring after a while. If you think of it as a Hotline Miami, but with less story and 3D fancy graphics. Now, talking about the graphics, they are beautiful. I think it's using Unreal Engine 4 this. As you can see, the destruction on the buildings and all that lot is really, really well done. You can shoot through the windows, you can shoot through doors, you know, everything's destructible. The actual visual effects of the guns, the lighting, the people getting shot at are really, really well done. But as I say, the one thing that lets it down is just the story. If they could have put this technology into a better game that wasn't as violent. I mean, the violence, let's face it, this day and age, we're all old enough to be playing this sort of stuff, and it shouldn't really bother you. You know, it's only like, say, Battlefield, or at least in that you've got, you know, your objectives, you're fighting for your country and whatnot, but it's still murdering people, you know what I mean? It's still blowing people up with tanks and guns and whatnot. Except this just does it in a violent way. Hotline Miami, brilliantly selling game. That got a bit of heat when it first came out, but I think because Hatred looks a bit more realistic and whatnot, it's getting more heat. But it's a video game, you know. You go and you watch fucking horror movies, like, you know, that do the same sort of thing. What's the difference? You know what I mean? I think the publicity that it has got and all that is overhyped the game. Major problems of the game. Getting the damn thing to work to start with has been a real pain in the backside. I think when I first installed it, it must have crashed on me 5-6 times in a row. It started loading the game, then just froze and did nothing. It doesn't like being tabbed out. If you tab out, that's it, done. The game's knackered. There's no Windows mode or anything like that, you know, Windows mode. It has massive frame rate drops for no apparent reason, and a lot of you should know what my computer is by now. There's no excuse for a game like this to have frame rate drops. The optimization, as far as I can see, is extremely poor at the minute. The frame rate drops are huge in some places. You're talking maybe down to 5 to 6 frames a second. For no apparent reason. If you hit escape and pause the game, and then hit escape again and unpause it and resume the game, the frame rate drops go away. So I'm assuming there's massive memory leaks in it somewhere for God knows what reason. The controls are a little bit weird. I suppose if you're using a Xbox controller or something like that, then it would be a lot like Hotline Miami. I just use mouse and keyboard. The view is a little awkward. I think maybe being zoomed out a little bit more, maybe better, because sometimes you're getting shot from somewhere where you have no clue where you're getting shot from, because he's out of view, you know what I mean, so you just fire some rounds in that area. As you can see from the actual flashing lights on the police cars, it's really cracking lighting effects. I like the way it looks, the grainy black and white texture with only a few things in colour. It reminds me of like an LA noir film, or Sin City, that sort of thing, you know, where most of it's black and white and there's only certain things that are colour. So the aesthetics and the graphics are beautiful, don't get me wrong about that. That is amazing. Hopefully this company will in the future do another game using the same technology, but with better story, better gameplay mechanics, and just all out a better game experience. Because I say after this, you get a bit bored. The one major problem that I find with it is the respawn technique that they've used. You basically have to get to a certain point on the map, that gives you a respawn. When you've used them 2 respawns, game over, you have to start the entire level again, and some of these levels are fairly big and will take a wee while to do. So when it goes back to gaming these days, that's a bad idea of doing it. You'll get to a point where it's like, yep, I've done loads of that level, I've been on it for 20 minutes, I've killed loads of people, done this, that and the other, and then you die and it's like, start level again. And you go, no, can't be arsed, and you just turn it off. So I think they need to look at how you respawn. You know, if you get to a certain point and it says, yeah, you've got that as a respawn point, and you die, you should always start from there. It shouldn't be like restart level again. That should be an option, but you can restart from that point all the time, so that people carry on playing it. At this rate, I don't think people are going to carry on playing with the way the respawn is at the moment. You'll get there and you go, well, I can't be bothered doing the entire level again. You know, so I think they need to address that. The loading screen times people have been saying are really long. I'm only using the bog standard hard drive here, it's 7,500 RPM, and the loading time's not that long, to be honest. You get maybe 20 seconds, maybe, if that. So the loading times are not as bad as everybody's saying. Definitely doesn't deserve the hype that it's getting, and it'll probably sell a lot of copies just because of the hype, not due to the gameplay or the design or anything like that. It's just going to sell copies due to the hype, which I think's wrong, to be honest. It's giving the company a false positive, you know what I mean? They're going, oh, it's really, really successful, but when it's not really, because it's very buggy, it's very samey, and you'll get bored of it pretty quickly, in my opinion. Especially with the way you have to restart. The maps are varied, don't get me wrong, there's some beautiful maps on it, well set out, and you know, you can blow the crap out of everything, destroy everything. So I hit this fire extinguisher in a minute and that'll pop and explode. Boom, there you go. So, you know, the actual physics of it is amazing. I'm very impressed with that. But they just need to fix the bugs in it and give it a better story. So a lot of people are saying that, you know, hopefully this company will do a better game in the future with a good story and whatnot, and utilise the engine that they're doing for this for a bit better. I think this had early access or something as well at one point, which has had no effect on it whatsoever. I'm assuming it's as buggy as it was back then. As you see here, you can drive most vehicles. You can even drive them through houses if you wish. You get this at the end of one of the maps, which is fun. The vehicles, to be honest, need their HP up in a wee bit. They're too easy to get destroyed. It's great being able to get in any vehicle, but as soon as you get in it, you've got to get out of it again because it's been hit by 2 shotgun shells and the thing's about to explode. So I think there's a lot of tweaking needs doing to this game yet until it's going to be any good. My recommendation for anybody who hasn't got it yet and is looking to get it to see what all the hype's about and whatnot, wait until it's got a lot of the problems fixed. Definitely give it a couple of months, to be honest, and then see how it's running after that. But it is alright, it's good fun, but end of the day, I don't feel like going out and freaking slaughtering all the people in the shopping centre, you know what I mean? That's just down to people's psychology and how mental they are before they play games like this. There's horror films out there with even worse than this. There's games like this been around for donkey's years, you know what I mean? So it's too overhyped. But what they have done, engine-wise and whatnot, is very good. They just need to get the bugs sorted out and change the way the respawn goes, because a lot of people won't see the other levels. You know what I mean? I play some of these levels and I get bored and turn it off because it's like, oh well, I've done all that, I've died, stuff it, I can't be arsed carrying on. So they really do need to change that respawn mechanic and give the vehicles a bit more HP. But yeah, bar that, if you want to really give it a go, if you really need to try this now, it's on Steam for like 15 quid or something like that. You will not be able to stream it because Twitch has banned all adult orientated games, including this one. But I don't think many people have asked about that anyway. If you ban it, we can just put them on YouTube and do it that way. But yeah, it's not bad, but I definitely don't recommend it in a minute. I can't recommend it with the amount of bugs that's in it and just the way the game plays. It needs a lot of tweaking, a lot of refining, until I can say, yeah, give it a whirl. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. Any queries or anything like that, don't be afraid to ask. If you want to tell me what else you want to see on the channel, put it down as well. If you go to my Twitter page and Facebook page and follow them, Facebook gets a lot of detailed information on there of what I'm doing to my PC, what games I'm playing, what videos are going up, a basic what's going on in the gaming industry that I'm interested in. Twitter gets retweets and things of companies that I'm following. So yeah, give us a follow, guys. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and see you around. Thanks for watching.